FIFA World Cup came to an end on Sunday with France defeating Croatia with 4-2 goals. That is, France scored 4 and Croatia scored 2 goals against France. So France won, and we know that they took a big jackpot home of 38 million US dollars. And the one which came close, that is Croatia, the runners up, took home 28 million US dollars. So away from the beautiful game of football, we are told that Nigerian fans traveled from Nigeria all the way to Moscow, Russia, were tricked in some way or the other. It is reported that some of the fans were promised by the travel agencies that once they arrive in Moscow, after watching football, the World Cup finals and other games, that they could themselves become football stars. Others were tricked that they will even get jobs in Russia and get a better life, and therefore no need for them to return home. So the travel agencies who booked their tickets, their travel tickets from Nigeria, they tricked them and probably took away their money and only booked a one-way ticket. That is a one-way ticket from Nigeria to Russia. After a few days on arrival in Russia, most of these football fans, they started sleeping on the streets. An example is 2 brothers who arrived in Russia, in Moscow, and started the first 3 days they spent in an hotel, which of course was very expensive. Then their money ran out. Now these guys, or these fans from Nigeria, they stayed on the streets for 10 to 15 days. And then on Saturday, that is the one day before the World Cup finals, they met one gentleman. They met Oga. Oga from Nigeria is the governor. He is the governor of Lagos State. His name is called Ambode. So Ambode became a governor in 2015, and is a big Oga in Nigeria because he has worked in government as a civil servant for over 27 years, and is leading one of the 36 states in Nigeria. You know, while we have 47 county governments here in Kenya, in Nigeria they have 36 states. So this Oga Akinwumi Ambode is the current governor of Lagos. And as you know, he has done a lot of good works in Lagos, which we will cover later. But for now, let us stick to the story of the stranded Nigerians on the street. So if you look at the pictures of those stranded Nigerians, they were over 50, and they were mostly sleeping on the streets of Moscow. So you can see that now that they could not afford hotels, you could find them on the street with a mat and some whatever form of blanket which they can use to sleep on the streets. In fact, they used to sleep in very uncomfortable conditions with all their bags. And some of these football fans even reported that they lost their luggage after a few days on arrival in Russia. So imagine you arrive in a foreign country, then you lose all your personal effects. That means that your life will be miserable. You will become a street boy or a street man, whichever the case. So this governor, Ambode, the governor of Lagos, came to their rescue. He paid for their return ticket to Nigeria, and also paid for their food, because food was the most immediate need for these 50 Nigerian football fans. So we thank the governor of Nigeria for being so philanthropic and assisting his comrades, his Nigerian counterparts, the Nigerians who were stranded in Moscow.